is Fire Chauvel, and you're watching the Antisocial Socialite.
Well, I hear you folks like to take shots at firemen. Who are you? I'm Fire Marshal Bell Burns, and frankly, I'm a little pissed.
That was a slightly disturbing impersonation that I had from Fire Chauvel, which was Jim Carrey's character on In Living Color. Do you guys remember that show? If you wonder why I'm so weird in real life, we're going to talk about Mike Myers and Jim Carrey influencing my upbringing and the reason why I'm so goddamn weird, all right? But let's get started. This episode is actually dedicated to music. We're going to talk about some new releases, some new music news, and also my very special guest for this week is going to talk about how he is riding this music wave pretty hard. He actually took something that he was really passionate about and is now going global and turning it into a career. So first, we're gonna get started talking about the BET Awards that just aired this past Sunday night, where brands and companies actually need to get creative in finding different ways to get their message across while we're all still physically distant because Corona's never leaving. It was actually pretty cool to see. I will say I fell asleep pretty early because I was in a Benadryl stupor. I was having some kind of weird allergic reaction to something, so pop a Benny and then I'm good. So I actually fell asleep pretty early, but it was really nice to see what I had the opportunity to see, hearing the message very loud and clear for all the viewers who may not know, but Black Lives Matter. That's right, they do. So I'm super happy that there was talent out there, good messages across the board. So, speaking of some new music news, I actually have a very special in-house guest that's actually going to join us for a quick segment, and we're going to talk about the Verzuz challenge that just took place between Fabulous and Jadakiss, two very influential musicians that I had listened to all growing up, and I figured who better to ask than Janaea, my in-house music expert. Well, look who it is. It's Jadakiss himself.
First everybody.
Jada, look at this beautiful pendant necklace. I love it. Come sit down with me. So you guys, you've been introduced already. You can just sit on my lap. So this is Janaea. She's my roommate. Hi. You guys saw her on a commercial break that she did with us a couple of episodes ago. But I wanted to hear her viewpoint and what she thought about last night's Verzuz. Well, actually, we're going to pretend it was 2 nights ago because this airs on Wednesday, but it's really Tuesday that I'm recording this. Okay? But I want to know, what was your thoughts about the Verzuz challenge with Jada and Fabulous?
Well,
wait, couch braid caught.
Yes. So I actually thought it was awesome. I was so happy because it was for my time. We're not going to disclose the age. So I was definitely happy to see cousin Fab and Uncle Jada do their thing.
Yeah.
And as you can see, you already know who I went with. It was a little shaky because a lot of young people are like really heavy in the music. Like as far as like the young influence from like the listeners are really young. So I knew that like they would probably go with like Fab on this one. But Jada came out with the hits from the first round. So I was just like, it wouldn't have been right not to come out like this.
I know, I appreciate this. This is great. She always does the most unexpected shit. And she's like, hold on, I'll be right out to record. And this is what she shows up with.
It's really Detroit, but I've never been there a day in my life, so...
So it's just Jada versus everybody. All right, so I will ask you, what was your favorite song that Jada performed last night, and what was your favorite Fab song?
My favorite Fab song was Throw It in the Bag remix because it definitely reminded me of college. Like me and my homegirls, or the I know you said one, but or the Sugar Honey Iced Tea.
Yeah.
Because me and my college friends, we just like, we thought we was the shit. So when that came on and then
and
Throw
you're
It
like,
in the Bag.
Sugar Honey Iced Tea.
Exactly. Watch your mouth, girl. For Jadakiss, like, it was so nostalgic for me. You don't even understand. Like, I ain't even from New York, but I was like, and y'all definitely can't do it. I need a little bit more dryness in my
I
throat.
wish I had some water in my mug for her.
Yes.
Aww.
So I love Jada. So many songs from him were so good. Like, let me think. I don't even know. He played Knock Yourself Out. That was one of my jams exactly. Because, if I drop my pins down, then my hair will drop down to the floor,
Her hair actually matches everything on here. Green couch, green wall, green.
That was a couch braids plug, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Support her. Couch braids.
Yeah, and I make candles.
Couch candles.
Yes, and couch beads.
And couch waist beads.
Couch creations.
Yes!
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little too close to you.
I brushed my teeth this morning.
Okay, I didn't. No, I did. I actually did.
I actually never brush my teeth this early. Sometimes I even go to my customer's house and just mouthwash it. And if I had a coffee, forget about it. I'm not doing anything.
Well, coffee breath is better than morning breath.
I know.
So.
That's why I said this blocks it out. And if you think I'm lying, I'm pretty sure some of my customers can vouch for me, but they've never told me. So I might still do it.
All right, so thank you so much for joining on this little segment about my music news that we have going on, because I'm talking a little bit about new album releases. We got 6 album, EP just got released. Pop Smokes is coming out in just a couple days.
Tiana Taylor?
Tiana Taylor, that's her girl.
Yes.
She loves her. Tiana versus everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. No, so we're talking a lot about music today. I got DJ 65 as my special guest. So we're talking a lot about this, but with her being such a hip hop head, loving the culture, all of that, I figured who better to ask than the music expert herself, Miss
Jade Naya.
Push you off the couch. Jade Naya.
Jade Naya.
Yes, so go follow her. Couch Braids, Yeezy B.
Yes.
Shout out to Miss BBB who already supported
Oh
her
my
because she's
gosh.
got her Black, Bold, and Beautiful shirt on while out in Vegas.
I'm actually doing my laundry now, so I'm going to put another one on.
Hey, girl. All right, so thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you too.
D-Block.
Skulls up.
We're going to talk about music releases. One of my absolute favorite up-and-coming artists, Black, actually just released 6 pieces of hot this week, right? Well, that's actually what his new EP is called. 6-Piece Hot from the East Atlanta native is everything I needed to fill this deep, dark, black soul of mine with some beautiful music for 2020. I feel like the Grinch, where his heart is getting bigger and bigger. That's kind of what happens when new music comes out from artists that I love. So Black, thank you for gracing these big ass ears. They're actually not really big, they're like normal size, but thank you for coming out with new music. It's exactly what I needed, and I'm so excited and curious to see what other artists have cooking, because we've all been stuck in the house for, a quarter. Because if you break it down, it's been over 3 months now. So if we're talking from a financial aspect or whatever, however you want to quantify your year, we've spent one fucking ass quarter in the house. So thank you. And when this is all over, I expect you to be back in Boston, because I love listening to you live. You always get the crowd hyped up, and I need to see you alive again. So please come back. Another album release that you guys have to check out is Pop Smoke's posthumous album. On July 3rd, which is just a couple short days away, his album is being released, and it's so tragic because right around this time is when Bashar Jackson, aka Pop Smoke, would have been celebrating his 21st birthday. Unfortunately, back in February, he was the victim of a home invasion and shooting at a house that he was actually staying in LA. Was it because he posted his address of where he was staying on Instagram, or was it something deeper? I will tell you that the moment I actually heard him for the first time on the radio, I was so intrigued and curious about his deep, raspy sound and how gritty he is, because we don't have that in hip hop right now, and I feel like he definitely brought something to the table that was different than the others. I never normally think of the future of an artist, but I was so curious to see his future work and how he evolved. Thanks to the trolling 50 Cent, who I will shout out, he did a good thing this time. Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon is going to be released. However, Louis Vuitton and Off-White creative Virgil Abloh only kept it one Virgil with us and not 2, because he's actually been criticized for the album artwork, and fans actually pressured his label into changing it. Even though Pop Smoke had specifically requested that Virgil create the artwork and imagery, his fans weren't digging it. So they're changing it. I'm very curious to see what ends up coming out. My special guest for this week's episode is DJ 65. The Kansas City native Kwaku Dua is such a cool dude. In case you guys haven't heard me shout him out a time or two before, he actually is the one that made the beats for my show. So let me stop talking for a second. You hear that music? That's from him. That's right, DJ 65 is going to tell us about how he got started in the music industry and where he's going right now for the projects that he's working on and where he's going in the world to get his name known. So enjoy clips from this interview, and I will see you and you'll see DJ 65 right after this commercial break. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Antisocial Socialite. I have the uber handsome, uber talented, uber tall DJ 65 with me today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Confetti starts flying everywhere.
Oh my god, I can try to edit it so if you want I'll add all the sound effects, all the confetti. This is going to be a super heavily filtered and edited video for your intro.
My name is Kwaku 65 Dua. I'm a DJ, producer, and business owner here in Kansas City. My family's originally from Ghana. If you couldn't tell, my name isn't very American. I'm a very passionate, humble, God-fearing, and loving man. Things that fuel my fire are helping others, especially kids, music, and creativity. Those are three things that just get me going, regardless of time, place, etc. I got into, from my early upbringing, I was an athlete my entire life. God blessed me with height and athleticism, so I didn't waste any time putting it to use. After my second knee injury in college, I was kind of at a crossroads as to what I would kind of do with my life. I was in journalism a little bit, kind of half in, half out with that. I was really kind of winging it because I went to community college when I was playing basketball. And community college is the first couple years where you can kind of figure out what you're going to do with your life. And after my second knee injury, I was like, I have to do something. I have to be good at something. Being raised from, humble upbringing, my parents have always been hardworking. They've always set us up for success and wanted the best for us because they know what it's like to not have anything. So I was like, I'm gonna be successful at something. I don't know what or how I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna make something of myself if it's not basketball. So shortly after I got into DJing, one of my best friends is a recording artist, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be doing some shows. Gonna start taking my music seriously. I would love to have you as my DJ. I was like, I don't know anything about DJing, but I want to be a part, absolutely. And it's funny, I was in my college apartment at the time, and I was just messing around on my friend's turntable. I was like, I need a DJ name. And I was like, you know what, DJ 65, because at this point, people have been kind of calling me 65. Funny story, my first nickname was Quaka Flocka. After the rapper Waka Flocka.
I love it because I was going to say, okay, and obviously your DJ name came from your height because probably people, but that's actually an interesting.
It's funny. People still don't put two and two together. And
really?
Then they hear it. Yeah, and they hear it. They're like, oh wow, so that's where it comes from. I'm like, kind of obvious if you see me, But I think it's the spelling that and the branding of it that kind of makes them wonder a little bit.
Yeah, and then they're like, no, you're probably 6'4", or you're 6'6", and you're like, no, I'm actually 6'5". Yeah.
Put some respect on my name.
Exactly. Flocka Flocka. Does anybody still call you that?
My dad does. I'm like,
Okay.
Dad, that was 10 years ago. Come on, buddy. You got to get with the program.
You're like, we
6'5"
gotta
is leaving his hand.
evolve, Dad. I've matured out of that nickname. You gotta call me 6'5".
My parents be stuck in the Stone Age sometimes. I'm like, y'all got to get with the movement. Come on now.
I know, you got to keep them hip to the latest things. My niece
Right.
keeps calling my mom. She's like, oh, Grammy, you're being such a Karen right now. Even when my mom's not even doing anything, she's just working on her computer. She's like, you're being a Karen. So now my mom knows the terms of Karen and boomer and all that because we have taught her. My niece always calls her all the random things. So it's like,
How old is she?
She's 10. She'll be 11 in
Okay.
August. Yeah. But we got to kind of like slowly get your parents on that vibe too, so they know what's happening in the world.
Well, my mom is hip with this. I talk to my mom quite frequently, and she knows I'm putting my handprint everywhere. She sees the shirt, it's everything. She's kind of hip to my movement. So shout out to Mom. If you ever see this, I shout her out all the damn time. So
well, she looks like amazing human. I saw your Mother's Day poster. I'm like, she is so beautiful. I loved her style. First of all, when she was on that balcony with her colorful shirt and white pants, I'm like,
she's a natural.
Yeah, she's so beautiful.
She's like, get my side here. Okay, how do I look here? Can you take a picture for me?
And you're all about it. You're like, Mom, let me get all these angles.
Oh, definitely. I support her in full.
That's so funny. Now, is she in Kansas City as well?
She is. She actually lives like 5-10 minutes from me right now.
Perfect. Okay.
So that's great. Yeah, and the household that I grew up in is actually like down the street. So kind of came back full circle. And it's interesting. I always tell people the house that we lived in down the street from here, those were the happiest times of my life. And now that I'm back in the area, I'm starting to realize that my life is being filled with more beautiful people and amazing memories already. So I'm like, there's something about this area that's just, good for my soul.
That's so cool. Now, would you ever, if you had the opportunity, buy back your childhood home?
Yes, actually, that's a really good question. I would say yes, because the backyard is just huge and it's perfect. There's a nice deck and patio. I really love that house, and I would definitely buy that thing back.
All right, so we have to manifest that, and whoever is living there now, we're going to be like, sorry, you have to put your house up for sale.
Yep. They better get ready because I'm coming with a bag soon.
Exactly. You're like, I swear I'll pay like a few thousand over asking price just for an inconvenience charge, but you got to go. I need this. They better.
I'm giving them 5-10 years.
Yes. No, you got to prepare and just be like, I want to tell you the news now so you can let it marinate. And then when you're ready to move anywhere between these 5 and 10 years, I'm open. You have a buyer.
Yeah. Straight up.
Give it back to me. Give it back.
Yeah. You must. Yeah. And come summer of June 2018, I came across a Facebook video. And in this video, there was a bunch of kids dancing at a school and on like recess or something like that. And they were in Africa, and you could tell it was a developing country. And they're just dancing, having the time of their life. I was like, wow, that just literally made my day. How can you see something like that and be sad? And I was like, I need to be a part of something like that. I'm not a part of any charities. I haven't done too much service work. How can I get involved with something like that? Because that immediately caught my attention and it stole my heart. And a few weeks later, I was kind of like, you know what? The best person to create an experience like that for kids, a dance experience would be a DJ, right? So how can I start something that can? Because my main thing has been, if there's not already a platform for something, create it. I became an entrepreneur because originally I didn't get the opportunities I wanted. So I'm not going to sit around and, wait for an opportunity to get involved with an organization like that serves kids. So let me just create it. If I find another opportunity to be a part of somebody else's later on, then hey, that's great. That's God working. But I'm going to create it. I'm going to get started. It might not be perfect from the beginning, but I'm going to put baby steps in place. So I reached out to an auntie back home. I was like, can you put me in touch with a DJ? I know you know a lot of people. She's very wealthy. So I was like, I know you know somebody. So she puts me in contact with their family DJ. And I initially introduced myself. I was like, hey man, I'm going to be coming to Ghana this December because it'd been 15 years since I've been home. I was like, I'm going this year. I don't care. I'm a man now. I'm not going to wait for mommy and daddy to say, hey guys, we're going on a family trip. No, I'm gonna book my own flight. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna learn and educate myself on my culture and make some dope things happen. But more importantly, I was like, I'm gonna go make a difference because I've been so blessed to live in America my whole life. We're very spoiled and privileged here, and it's not really until the woke people will notice that, but most people won't realize that until they get to a developing country where resources are minimal. So I told myself, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to go home and I'm going to make a difference somehow. So I reached out to the DJ. I was like, hey, man, is there an orphanage or school near you where I could play some music for kids? He said, absolutely. There's one down the street from me. I was like, perfect. Get it set up, get connected. I'm going to be there in December. And when I get there, we're gonna go throw a party for these kids. He was kind of confused on the whole concept and everything, but I was like, really, all I need you to do is let the organizer know we're coming, get some speakers, and bring your computer, and we'll make it happen. So December 7th, just 2 days after landing in Ghana, December 7th of 2018, he pulled up, picked me up. We went to Tema, Ghana, which is just outside of the capital of Accra. And we went to the school, unloaded our equipment, and little did I know that day would change my life. We started setting up equipment. I started, kind of saying hi to the kids. It was very awkward at first because they didn't obviously know who I was. And the kids didn't know I was coming. The adults did, but the kids didn't. And the adults weren't even fully prepared for like what we were trying to do, because nobody really comes out there to do things like this for them. So we started setting it up, and after kind of mingling a little bit and being in their orphanage area, I got to kind of tell them my story a little bit. And my native language, I would say I'm 60% fluent. I can't say everything. So there was a guy translating for me, and they were very happy that I was there. After like a couple of minutes of hearing what I had to say, they were like, wow, this guy's here. We're gonna have some fun today. And that was after we had the initial meeting. We went outside and played some games. What's the game? Musical chairs. Started playing musical chairs. We started playing soccer in the courtyard. And then the music was already going, but after we played these games and kind of hung out in the courtyard a little bit, we just full on dance party. We moved all the chairs and just had a big dance party for the kids. And then after that, we kind of hung out together, ate lunch, etc. And we concluded with that. And that was the most fulfilling day of my life. It was very small scale. We had, it was essentially just music and lunch for the kids. But it was so much more than that. We give them little goodie bags and stuff too, but it wasn't about the material. It was about the experience and being able to connect with those kids. And but just before I went, I was kind of thinking of a name. I was like, I don't know what to call this, but I knew it wanted to be global something, because my whole purpose was to be able to do this around the world. How I was telling you my senior year, I see people traveling and doing cool stuff. This was my implementation to be able to do what I love and still see the world. So I was like, global something, global what? Like global experience, blah, blah, blah. Just different names came. And I was like, you know what? Global waves kind of fits, because the goal is to create a wave of just positive energy and inspiration for the next generation. So global waves is stuck. We had the event for the kids. And then immediately a week after getting back home, New Year's, I reached out to some people that I knew would be potentially interested, and I found my business partner. And in 2019, we just kicked ass. It was a ton of fun. Initially, my goal was it was just supposed to be a foundation, but we decided, we want to throw these parties for the general public too, because our whole vibe is like international feel-good music. We have theme parties and stuff like that. We had a 2000s party, Black Light party, etc. But our whole goal is to bring different cultures together, hence the term global. So we, 2019, we had a ton of badass events. We woke the city up, I guess you could say, because nobody knew who we were or where we came from. But as soon as you came to one of our events, you're like, this is where I need to be. So we kept, just having events, and then we went back again in Ghana this past December and held another event for the children. There's unity and community.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
See, all over the world, we need you, 6'5". This was not actually like intentional. This is not intentional. I just sat on this couch because the lighting was a little better over here. But no, we need you. So you're all the way over here. You got to come to Boston soon and visit.
Okay.
And come DJ. I already invited you, even though we probably won't have a cookout this summer because we have to socially distance. But you need to DJ one of our cookouts. So
I'm so down. Just kind of have fun and connect with people through music. But the Passionate Creatives podcast is going to be my way to connect on a deeper level. So I'm excited to launch. We're looking at maybe like a couple weeks or so. T-shirts, everything, full promotion, videos, just whole movement of creatives being able to tell their story and giving people the platform they deserve.
That's incredible. I cannot wait to tune in. And speaking of the platforms, where can we find your podcast? Where are you going to be launching it on so we can follow you?
So it's going to be on Spotify podcasts, iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, excuse me, YouTube. And I'm gonna continuously post clips on Instagram from it. So like I'll take a minute clip out of an interview where it's like good content people need to hear, and then slap that on social media. And yeah, my Instagram is gonna be filled more with content that people can take away and just showing more of me, you know, because I have a ton of personality and intellect to share with people, and that's what I want my story to be when you come to my page and see what I'm about. I have I can't wait to drop that photo shoot on everybody too.
I'll be waiting with bated breath. I'll be checking Insta. I'll be waiting for it. I mean, we got a sneak preview yesterday in your Instagram story. And speaking of Instagram, where can we find you? Because I want everybody to follow you, show you love, all that good stuff.
Yes. It's all about love. At DJ SIX, the number 5 IVE. So it's DJ65.
Excellent. And I've plugged you enough times, so hopefully they've been paying attention to my Instagram post, because the music I have on my show is actually provided by you. DJ65 exclusive.
Yes.
So
I haven't had a ton of time to produce recently, so that's been kind of a bummer, you know. But I've been all in on this podcast and saving money, you know, with my evening job. So I've been working a lot. I'm excited to get back in the studio and just do what I do best.
Can't wait. I'm so excited. Yeah. So next time when we have our follow-up interview on Zoom or whatever, what would be better is if we could have an in-person interview. So come to Boston.
Oh, absolutely.
Or I'm coming to KC. Like,
yeah, one of the two.
Yes, absolutely. No, that would be amazing. So yeah, if we have a cookout, I'll give you at least like 2 weeks advance notice. You can get ready, come out. My house is always open to you.
Love that.
Thank you so much for spending your morning with me. Enjoy your tea. Go sit outside for a few. Unfortunately, we had to be stuck inside.
Yes.
But I really appreciate
a busy week ahead, so ready to start applying some more pressure.
I know. Do it. Yeah. Shine bright, and I can't wait to see you again.
Thank you so much, love. Have a great day.
I really hope that you loved my interview with 6'5" as much as I did. Please go and explore my YouTube page and check out the full interview, because this dude was dropping gems left and right. He's such a dope human being. I cannot wait to actually meet him in person. We've had a lot of virtual visits through our media group and just catching up with one another, but the DJ65, DJ52 show is gonna happen one day. So you'll have DJs 652 on your side, all right? So 65, thank you so much for coming on here, spreading your knowledge. I love your podcast so far. I've already listened to 4 episodes and I cannot wait to see what else you have tucked under that sleeve. All right, so guys, please make sure you go and subscribe and like DJ65 on social media, but also on Spotify. That's where I check it out. I think he's on Apple Music as well. And while you're at it, go like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell, stalk me. No, don't stalk me, but get in touch with me. Tell me what you want to hear from me. Tell me what you like about these shows. Talk your shit, do whatever. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week.